It's recording. My forehead's really spotty at the moment. Oh well. Hello everyone, Joanna here. Now today I thought it would be really fun to record a 20 questions about me video. So it's basically the about me tag. I looked for questions online. I went through the list and chose 20 that I thought were quite interesting. Let us begin. Number 1. What is your favourite colour? My favourite colour is blue. I like all shades of blue. I'm also really liking green at the moment. I think blue and green, those are my favourite colours. Number 2. Who is your best friend? Well, my best friend is, her name is Amairani. She lives in Mexico and I miss her so much. Like, I haven't seen her, we like talk on a regular basis, but I haven't seen her in like, when was the last time I went to Mexico? 2 years? So if you don't know, I grew up in Mexico. I spent 10 years there. Oh, and I really miss her, but I will be seeing her soon, but that is news for another time. My other best friend is of course Ben. He's also my boyfriend, but he's my best friend. I literally tell him everything. He's so supportive of me and I cannot ask for a better best friend or partner. Getting a bit emotional, I think. Yeah, I'm very grateful for that. To have a best friend and a boyfriend in one. Number 3. How tall are you? I am 164, I think, so that's 5'5", I believe. Number 4, cats or dogs? Dogs, definitely dogs. Come on, you sing, Chico. Number 5, funniest moments throughout school. This is a tough one. There are lots of funny moments. I think maybe, no, don't do this. But in secondary school, Amairani and I used to skip French lesson. We don't like it. And we used to hide in the bathrooms, which was really silly now that I think about it. But that's what we used to do. You know, that person who makes you laugh about anything and everything all the time, that you're just laughing hysterically, just giggling about everything, and like you laugh, cry. That's Amairani. That's what we used to do. So it was really fun, very funny in the toilets. Number 6. What was your favourite and your least favourite subject in school? My favourite was definitely English. I love to write, I love to read. I took a bit of linguistics later on. I absolutely loved it and I had really good grades in English. Also Spanish, I took Spanish and I was very good at that. Actually, fun story, when I moved to Mexico, I had just turned 9 and I didn't speak Spanish at all. Well, I understood a tiny bit of what my parents used to sometimes speak to me, but they used to speak to me in English anyway. And after the first year in Mexico, I won first place in Spanish in my class. So yeah, very proud about that. Least favorite subject, probably history. I find history really interesting. So now my job is basically to teach about history, about Aztecs and Maya in Mexican schools, and I love that. I find it fascinating. But when I was in school, I found history really hard. I think because throughout the whole of secondary school, all we had was Mexican history. So it was always the revolution and independence, and although it's really interesting, when you see it like year after year after year, you get kind of bored of the same topic. All we'd do in that class was read from the textbook and just make notes of it. So it was quite boring. I was really bad at remembering all the days and it just didn't stick with me. So I just found it quite frustrating, so history. What is your favourite drink? I don't really have a favourite drink. I do drink a lot of water. That's so boring. But I do drink a lot of water. Like every time I go to a restaurant, I just ask for tap water. I don't really like fizzy drinks. I don't drink fizzy drinks. I like Oasis. It's really sugary though, but I quite like that. So let's go with Oasis. What is your favourite perfume? I am obsessed with this perfume. I use it every day. I've used it every day for the last like 3 years. It is the White Musk Libertine. Focus. There we go. White Musk Libertine by Body Shop. That's like my everyday perfume. I'm obsessed with it. And they've actually discontinued it, but the reason I have some, even though I use it every day, this is quite embarrassing, but because I found out they were going to discontinue it, I went and ordered 10 bottles of it. Yeah. Anyway, my going out favorite perfume is Chanel. I love it. What would you name or have you named your children? I don't have any children, but I do have a few names in mind for my future children. I've actually told Ben. I'm not sure what he thinks about them actually. He's just like, oh, yeah, interesting, yeah. For a boy, I really like Daniel, so Danny. Don't really have another boy name, but for girls, I really like Ava, Naya, and Nala. I love those 3 names. So we'll probably have 3 girls and 1 boy. No, I'm kidding. I think I want 2 children. What is your favorite book? Oh my god, this is so tricky. I am really indecisive, so I hate having to choose a favorite something. I think with the book it really depends on what I'm reading at the moment. Like my favorite book will change. When I was younger, so like pre-teens, my favorite book was Lola Rose by Jacqueline Wilson. I loved Jacqueline Wilson. Like I had all her books. I was obsessed with her books. Then a bit older, I really liked, actually around the same age, I really liked City of Beasts by Isabel Allende. Don't know what my favorite book is now. It really depends what I'm reading and what I'm in the mood for. Sometimes I'll say Harry Potter, sometimes I'll say Pictures of Lily by Paige Toon. I don't know if you've heard of her, but I really like her books. So it really depends what I'm reading. Who are some of your favorite YouTubers? I have quite a few. I really like Carrie Fletcher and Tom Fletcher and Joanna Fletcher actually. I really like their like, Dear Carrie, Dear Tom, Dear G. I find that really interesting, and I also like just the vlogs they do and the videos they do. I really like them. I think they're like really cool people, like really down to earth. I don't know them obviously, but from the videos. I love Fun for Louis. I love watching his vlogs. He's always doing something. They're always so entertaining, and I loved watching when he went to Mexico. Made me quite homesick. I really like watching Saucony Jolie's as well, and both Zoella and Alfie. I really like their vlogs. I really like Alfie's vlogs. They're quite fun. He's quite funny. I'm sure there's a lot more, but those are the ones that come to mind at the moment. What is your favorite movie? Back to the Future. Always Back to the Future. I went to see Back to the Future again in the cinema after 25 years that it came out. I went to see Back to the Future in the open air cinema. Went with Ben. Oh, and Ben actually took me to the 25 years, I think. And I went to the Back to the Future. Have you heard of Secret Cinema? Secret Cinema, I think it's Secret Cinema. So basically they rebuild basically everything from the film, and it's this massive event like over several days, and well, you buy tickets for 1 day, and you dress up, well in this case the 50s because it was Back to the Future, and it was like when you went back to the past. So you dress up 50s, there's loads of people, actors in the setting, so you actually feel like you're in the 50s, like the diner was all 50s, the food, the school dance. I got to take part in an experiment with Doc and a few other people, and then they showed the film at the end, and they actually like acted out some of the scenes, and they actually had a DeLorean, which was really cool. So yeah, Back to the Future all the way. A few other of my favourite films are probably Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. Oh, 10 Things I Hate About You. It's completely different genre, but I love it. 90s films. Number 13, are you single or taken? I don't like saying I'm taken because I'm not an object, but I am in a relationship with Ben. You've probably seen him in my vlog. We've been together for, I met him nearly 2 years ago now. So yeah, we are in a relationship and I'm very happy. Favorite memory from your childhood? There are a lot of funny memories. Oh my god, I just thought of one. This isn't a favorite memory, but it's a very funny memory. It's a funny story. So basically, when I was about probably like 5 or 6, my mum took me to get a haircut. And after the haircut, for some reason, I don't like it. I think they don't like quite short, and I don't know. And my hair's quite curly and frizzy, so short hair goes quite frizzy. Mine doesn't curl up, it just goes like frizzy. For some reason, I didn't like it, and when I got back home, I thought it would be a good idea to improve the haircut myself. So what I did back in my room, you know, with like kiddie scissors, I decided to start cutting my hair and doing it myself. Obviously, I did a terrible job. Just started like chopping away at everything. Did a terrible job, obviously. And for some reason, I thought that I would get away with it because it wasn't obvious. I thought I'd get away with it by stuffing my chopped hair into a crayon box and then throwing that crayon box in the rubbish bin. So obviously, as soon as I came out, my mum noticed. She got really annoyed because she just paid for a haircut, and I imagine I was grounded. I don't know, can't remember, but I do remember her being very annoyed. So yeah, that's something. I've just realized I move my hands a lot when I speak, but obviously you can't see it in the camera, so it just looks like I'm moving around all the time, but I'm actually moving my hands. Anyway, do you speak any different languages and how well? Yes, I do speak a different language. I speak Spanish as well. As I mentioned before, I lived 10 years in Mexico, so I am very fluent in Spanish. In fact, when I came back from Mexico, I was better at Spanish than English, so I had forgotten some of my English. It took me like quite a while to get confident in English again. Although I did speak it over there a bit, but obviously not every day. So yes, I do speak Spanish and quite fluently. Do you have any siblings? I do. I have one brother and his name is Jonathan. We call him Johnny. You've probably seen him in the vlogs actually. The long-haired guy in most of my vlogs, and then in the last vlog he's got short hair. What is your favourite restaurant? Oh, it's a very small local restaurant in Battersea, and it's called Big Bowl Noodle, I think. It makes the best Chinese ever. Like literally, it's so good, and it's really cheap as well. Ben and I really like to go there. Oh, another favourite restaurant. Yes, Franco Manca. I love Franco Manca. I love their pizzas, they're so good. And fun fact, the first time Ben and I met, he took me to Franco Manca, and that's when I was introduced to Franco Manca. I didn't actually know it before, and I'm glad he did. What are some of your favourite TV shows? Ah, here we go. I love comedy, so favourite TV show number 1, Friends. I love Friends. I've watched every episode many times. When it's on the TV, like, I'll know in 2 seconds what episode it is. That's quite sad, isn't it? I love Friends, and I've actually got friends seen it, so yeah. I've got Harry Potter seen it as well, though, so yeah. I'm making Ben watch all of Friends. He didn't used to like it, can you believe it? Who doesn't like Friends? But since he met me, apparently he's got more into it, probably because I put it on and he has to watch it. I'm making him watch through the season, like the actual box set, and we're on season 9. So nearly finished, and we're actually going to the Friends Fest in September, so we have to finish it before, otherwise he's just gonna like it's just gonna ruin the end for him, because he doesn't know what happens at the end. What else? So the Big Bang Theory as well. Modern Family. I love Modern Family, it's so funny. I also watch other shows, of course. I watch Game of Thrones with Ben, but obviously it's finished at the moment, so we have to wait quite a long time for it again. I love The Walking Dead. I didn't actually watched The Walking Dead until this last season, and it was so good. Like, I got hooked immediately. Ben watches it, so, and that's why I started watching it. I got hooked immediately, and I was like, oh my god, I need to know what happens, please. Oh, also, Ben and I are currently watching Once Upon a Time on Netflix. It's very good, it's really good. We're on season 5, so nearly finished. And I think season 6 is coming out soon, actually. Like, I recommended it to Jen and he was like, no, I don't think I'm gonna like that. He got hooked, and he's actually ahead of where we are, and we started it like a whole season before he started. Oh, another one, I also really like Jane the Virgin. I watched season 1 a while ago, and I'm halfway through season 2, and it's really good. I really enjoy it. Number 19, what phone do you have? I just have an iPhone. It's the iPhone 6. I like the colour of the background. And, oh, you can see Ben and me. So cheesy. And number 20, and the last question. Tell us one of your bad habits. I know, when I'm nervous or anxious for any reason, I tend to bite like the inside of my mouth, so kind of like my cheek. I just tend to bite, and sometimes it makes them bleed, which is really bad, and I really need to stop that. But I don't really realize it in the moment, or sometimes I do, but I can't. If I'm really anxious, I can't really help it, so that's really bad. And I really need to stop that. Well, those are all the questions, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. It's kind of a different video today. I know normally I'm out vlogging or doing some crafts, something like that. But I've been wanting to make this for a while, and there are quite a few videos I want to make similar to this, so sitting down talking to the camera. But I just get really nervous because obviously now all the attention is on me rather than on other things as I vlog. But I've made this one. Might not be the best as it's the first one like this, but I hope you enjoy it. And I actually had a lot of fun filming it. Please remember to give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It will really help me out. And subscribe to the channel for future videos so you don't miss out on any of them. Hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the next video very soon. Bye!